Hello, my name is Aman Patel, and today I will be diving into whether or not bodybuilders are actually healthy. After seeing so many bodybuilders pass away at a young age, I started to wonder why this actually happened. Ever since I was young, I always thought bodybuilders would be the longest living people ever. And then, even when people look at bodybuilders today, they usually believe that they're looking at the healthiest person to roam the planet. However, this is simply just not true. Bodybuilders face severe health conditions ranging from hormonal imbalances to social isolation to sudden death and much more in between. So, why does this topic actually matter? Well, the answer is actually pretty simple. The more research and data we have on bodybuilding side effects, the better solution we have that we can put in place and stop these side effects from happening in the future. Before we look before we look further, it is important to define a few key terms. Most importantly, steroids are organic compounds that are used for either medicine or performance enhancement. Later in this video, we will be diving into how different athletes, including bodybuilders, use performance-enhancing drugs such as anabolic androgenic steroids and the negative implications of this usage. Firstly, when looking at the direct experience of specific bodybuilders, we can see what actually happens to them on their journey and the realizations that they are able to come to. These two bodybuilders, Ben Carpenter and Haley Madigan, have shown us from firsthand experience that excessive training led to excessive distancing and loneliness in their lives. Madigan even told the Business Insider that a proven fact is backed by tons of research. The Business Insider article also goes on to show how Madigan was lost her menstruation cycle at times, and this was due to higher stress, which led to increase in cortisol and also a decrease in GnRH, which led to a decrease in FSH and LH, which led to ovulation getting disrupted and the cycle getting disrupted overall. So this was due to the intense stress that came with excessive training in bodybuilding and things along those lines. This Business Insider article also goes on to prove that low body fat levels are a sign of underlying pre-existing diseases, which is a huge indication for bodybuilders and people that just maintain low body fat percentages in general. So speaking of low body fat, it is also widely known that bodybuilders, along with athletes and gym grinders, maintain what is known as a dream physique. This art is only possible through hard work and dedication, through extreme dieting and constant training. However, the Supplement Factory from the UK shows and proves that constant pressure from excessive overworking can lead to immune system suppression, which leaves bodybuilders more vulnerable to infections, illnesses, and these diseases. Now, let's take a look at sudden deaths in bodybuilders and why they are more likely to be at risk for these kinds of deaths. Sudden cardiac death is when someone passes away unexpectedly due to an underlying heart issue. The European Society of Cardiology states that the researchers found 121 deaths among the men with the average age at death of 45 years. Sudden cardiac deaths accounted for 38% of these. The risk of sudden cardiac death was higher among professional bodybuilders with a more than five-fold increase compared to amateurs. Now let's transition to substance and steroid use. Well, what are anabolic androgenic steroids? AAS are variations of the naturally occurring male testosterone. They are used for performance enhancement but can cause many negative impacts for people that actually use them, specifically bodybuilders and hardcore athletes. These impacts include severe acne, hair loss, altered mood, irritability, increased aggression, depression, testicular shrinkage, and sexual dysfunction. These substances have also shown to be associated with kidney damage, heart attack, strokes, pulmonary embolism, and deep vein thrombosis. You may be asking, well, why do people even use these then? The answer is actually pretty simple. They just want to look better, perform better, whether it is for earning money or just simple appeal overall. Bridging off of this, a lack of drug testing in competitive bodybuilding promotes a culture of steroid use and open use of different performance enhancing drugs. A study done on premature deaths in bodybuilders, when talking about IFBB policies regarding drug testing that conforms to the World Anti Doping Association Code, states that in recent decades, these rules appear to have been minimally enforced. This study also mentions how even just one simple cycle of anabolic androgenic steroids can lead to unfavorable cardiac function, blood lipid profile, and other risks. The article goes on to state it is clear that AAS have a deleterious effect on various aspects of health and are connected with increased mortality rates in the general population. Off of this, a 2019 study on elevated mortality rates in confirmed AES users showed that in the Danish population, there was a threefold increase in mortality rate in anabolic steroid users. There was also a threefold higher rate of non-ischemic heart disease and fivefold increase in thromboembolic conditions. A Swedish population study also revealed that the mortality for those who tested positive for non-therapeutic use of AES was double the mortality for those who tested negative. All of these sources have been gathered from public research studies and the opinions of professionals. The most important issue of bodybuilding health deterioration isn't the bodybuilding itself, but it is the lack of help and awareness that is given to these bodybuilders on their journey. Currently, FDA recommendations are rarely enforced even though they are there. Along with this, further acknowledgement and research can give bodybuilders a sense of this prevalent topic and keep them aware of the risks that they may face on their journey. So the next time you see a bodybuilder on social media, make sure that you understand that they may not be the exact picture of a healthy body. Instead, there may be many underlying issues that they may be experiencing, and it is our job to spread this awareness and make sure this doesn't happen in the future.